What's up y'all, and welcome to another Nintendo Switch 2 related video. If you managed to break the bank and beat out all the madness in order to pre-order Nintendo's new console like I did, then I'm guessing you also have some pretty high expectations or hopes like I do. So today, I'm going to be going over some of my personal wishes that I have for the Switch 2. I'd love to hear down below if I miss anything that you may have on your personal wish list, and if you're excited for the Switch 2 like I am, it means so much to me if you could hit that like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. With all that being said, and in no particular order, let's get started on discussing my wish list. First on my list, I want to see more original titles for the Switch 2. Is it just me, or was the first Switch's game catalog a little lackluster and underwhelming? To me, it felt as though a good majority of this console's early life cycle was spent producing and pumping out ports of old Wii U games, and although these ports would usually receive some kind of DLC or bonus content that was exclusive to the Switch versions, there were still just old games being repackaged and resold at full price. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind seeing ports of old games. I'll always enjoy playing throwbacks, but I would still like there to be a larger focus on creating new and original titles for the new console. Otherwise, what's the point in even upgrading when I can just still play all these old games on previous systems? However, I definitely understand the argument that Nintendo is focused on developing quality games rather than a large quantity of them. Mario Odyssey will go down as one of the greatest 3D Mario games of all time, no doubt. Mario Wonder was a brand new, fresh, bursting with its own personality, fun take on the 2D side-scrolling Mario genre. Tears of the Kingdom was a massively acclaimed Zelda game, and the hype surrounding it was enormous at the time. I will gladly take a backseat and shut up if Nintendo continues to produce high-quality games at a slower rate rather than a whole bunch of mediocre slop. But I would be lying if I didn't say that I want to see more. Even if it's just a couple strong titles every year, give us, the fans, 1 to 3 great things to look forward to on an annual basis, and I promise I'll be satisfied. Next up, I want to see more benefits for being a Nintendo Switch Online member. Remember the days when you could just share your friend code with someone and then play games online with them with no additional cost? Yep, well, whether we like it or not, those days are long gone. So if we're required to pay a membership to play online for the 2 or 3 games that support that feature, I would like to see more incentives to purchase this subscription. Free DLC for all Nintendo games would be nice. I know this is already a thing with the Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack membership, but I really want to see this feature fleshed out and be a worthwhile upgrade for those who invest in it. When I was a kid, there was this Nintendo fan club type deal that people could earn points for and kind of redeem those points for merch or collectibles. I think it'd be really cool to see this make a comeback and be implemented for online members as well. Maybe there could be some kind of reward for someone who's racked up an X amount of hours played online, or maybe for somebody's yearly subscription anniversary, they could be rewarded with free merch or some kind of digital reward. They could be implemented on their account or console or whatever. The only issue with this idea is it would require Nintendo to give free things again for their loyal customers, and if we're being honest here, that doesn't, that's not really up their alley anymore. I also think the retro console libraries that they have going on right now as an addition for online members is really, really cool, and I'd love to see these be more strongly supported moving forward. Speaking on the subject of retro console libraries included with your Switch Online membership, I'd love to see more of these added in the future. The announcement that the GameCube library is coming with the Switch 2 has me really excited, and I hope that they do a great job supporting and updating that, but I definitely want to see at least 1 or 2 more come sometime in the near future for the console. My personal picks would be for the DS or the Wii. I believe that the DS, given the home and handheld gimmick of the Switch, would be one of those easier ones for them to implement. However, Nintendo has already showed us with the Super Mario Galaxy port included with 3D Mario All-Stars that released with the first Switch that they are capable of bringing Wii games to this new software. So I really think they should consider adding that, like that retro console library sometime in the future. Considering the love and popularity of both these consoles, all these years, like decades later, I should say decades, but a decade and a half later, it's hard to imagine that this wouldn't really be a smash hit idea for them. Okay, so although this Wish is going to be a little more of a Mario Kart World Wish rather than a general overall Switch 2 Wish, I think it needs to be said that we need strong post-launch support for MK World. This is the first new original console Mario Kart game that we've gotten since Mario Kart 8, with the launch of the Wii U over a decade ago. And if this ends up being our main Mario Kart game for the next 11 years like 8 was, then I'm gonna need to see some Booster Course Pass-like support in the near future. Not a decade from now when, the Switch 3 releases and they don't release a new Mario Kart game with that one, they just give us a port of World. But within the next couple of years, let's see some strong DLC launch for Mario Kart World. I think this next one is a bit of a no-brainer, but we need a new 3D Mario game on par or greater than Odyssey. While that's no small feat considering how high Odyssey set the bar on what a 3D Mario game can be and should be moving forward, I do have faith that they can pull it off. We tend to get an average of at least one original 3D Mario game per console generation, besides the Wii where we got 2 with both Galaxy and Galaxy 2. It's very rare that any of these new games end up being misses. I really can't predict what Nintendo has up their sleeves for this console's 3D Mario game, but my expectations are definitely very high. Heck, go ahead and give us 2 different 3D Mario games for this console. Give us an original one, and give us Super Mario Galaxy 3. Please, Nintendo, if you're watching this, I really want a 3rd Galaxy game. Please. The next wish I have on my list is a bit of a stretch, as I don't see this being something Nintendo implements, but I'd like to see a more customizable UI beyond just setting light and dark mode, if you know what I mean. The current UI launching with the Switch 2 appears to be pretty much a copy and paste of the Switch 1's UI. And although it's very simple and easy to navigate, which I appreciate, it's also very, I'm gonna say it's dull and kind of boring. It lacks personality, Recently for, let's say the PlayStation's 30th anniversary, Sony added this feature to the PS5 where you could change the UI to be a reference to any of the 5 PlayStation consoles. Although it was mainly just kind of sounds and colors that were changed, this was an awesome update that fans went crazy for and eventually harassed Sony into making a permanent feature into the PS5. I think it'd be awesome for Nintendo to implement something similar for the Switch 2's UI. Straight up, if I could just customize my console to have the menu sound effects and music from either the Wii or the DS, something like that would just send me over the moon with nostalgic joy. So I really want something like this to be added as well. Last but definitely not least on my list, I really don't want any more of those limited time release titles. You guys remember when they released Mario 3D All-Stars for the Switch and announced that you'd only be able to purchase this game for a small window of time? Everyone lost their gourds, and Nintendo just shrugged their shoulders and said, guys, suck it. Yeah, please, no more of that. Ever. Please don't ever do that again. Decisions like that are beyond brain dead and ridiculously anti-consumer, as well as just being anti-Nintendo fan. It encourages the eBay scalpers to keep doing what they're doing, and, it just prevents some people from ever getting the chance to even get their hands on the product. Please, for the love of everything Nintendo, do not do this with any of the titles that you guys bring to Switch 2. Signed, literally everyone watching this video and everyone who doesn't watch this video. Don't do it. And that's all I've got for my personal wish list. Like I said at the beginning, let me know if I missed anything, or if you guys have any wishes that I didn't mention on my list. Smash that like and subscribe if you want to see more Nintendo related content from me, and if you're excited for the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2. As always guys, this has been Phance, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace man.